Inhale the memes, exhale the memes, inject the memes into my bloodstream. There are good memes and there are bad memes. Why has God abandoned us?
Aim is a very important aspect of Rainbow Six Siege. Using it to the maximum effect is something I see players fail to do time after time. Because you are able to kill your opponent with one bullet, getting yours on target is very crucial to winning a gunfight. Today, I will teach you, the viewer, some tips and tricks on how to improve your aim in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, a lot of these methods are things that work for me, and because of that, all of these tips may not work for you. I'm here to just make some general pointers of things that can improve your aim, but I can't guarantee they will. With all that out of the way, let's get into this video. My first piece of advice is to play Terrorist Hunt, specifically Terrorist Hunt Classic on House. To ensure you will get this every time, go to your settings and then matchmaking preferences. From there, scroll down until you get to the Terrorist Hunt preferences and turn everything off but Terrorist Hunt Classic and House. The reason I chose Terrorist Hunt is because testing different recoil patterns of weapons like Ash's R4C and Buck's C8 help with management of said recoil. I like to go into a Terrorist Hunt and walk up to a wall outside, aim down sights, and let the weapon shoot without attempting to control the recoil. Then I examine the recoil pattern and compensate for that recoil. On screen is Thermite and his 5.56 XI. I put on angled grip to test out the recoil and see if I can manage it. I go up to the fence and shoot. The recoil goes up and to the left slightly. Then I shoot but try to control it. You should do this multiple times until you are satisfied, then breach the building as I do and try to kill all the enemies. Another example is with Capitão. I put an angled grip and suppressor on the Para 308 to see if I can pull it off. I do the same thing with Thermite and breach the building. Doing this multiple times for different weapons helps keep your recoil manageable for all sorts of guns. My second piece of advice for you is to not use a suppressor or an angled grip for guns you aren't confident in. I know this may sound obvious, but I see it so often that it's really disappointing to me. You see, because angled grips don't give any recoil control benefit at all, equipping this instead of a vertical grip doesn't give a great benefit. Aiming down sights quicker might sound great on paper, but in a game like Siege where people are already pre-aiming corners and windows, that doesn't really present much of a benefit if you are doing just that. Because missing those shots and alerting the enemy will get you killed instantly, the angled grip doesn't offer much benefit in the majority of gunfights. Notice I said majority because there are instances of when this attachment will win you gunfights, but the instances of this are very few. Now, suppressors are a controversial topic. Sound is very important in this game, and reducing the amount of noise your weapon makes when firing might sound, pun intended, amazing. But having to put one more bullet into your enemy doesn't. You see, headshots are always a one shot, one kill, but a lot of the time, keep in mind, I come from console, so a lot more of the community of potatoes, because you're not using the mouse and keyboard, you're using joystick. A lot of the kills come from the upper body, and having to land one more bullet on target can be difficult if you can't control the weapon. On the other hand, if you can control the weapon, then by all means use both for all I care. But if you can't really control the gun, I wouldn't recommend either to you. For my third piece of advice, you should always stay calm. This might not seem like a walk in the park while at 1 health and facing 2 opponents trying to mow you down, but if you get an opportunity and you're shooting nowhere, then you're going to lose. You have to stay calm and focused in these situations, because if you start going crazy while shooting, you are going to have one easily avoidable death. And for the fourth and final piece of advice I have for you, is to experiment with different attachments with different guns. Go out of your comfort zone and try that sweet reflex sight on the MP5. I know a lot of people think that the ACOG is the only weapon optic to choose, but there are 3 others collecting dust. The holographic is personally one of my favorites, and the reflex and red dot sight are great for any close quarter combat maps like House or Skyscraper. All you have to do is try it out, or switch out your compensator for a flash hider if you want to conserve your ammo and burst fire. Whatever you want to do what works for you and not for some other player. Anyways, this is all just my opinion, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it somewhat helpful. Until next time, I'm Alex2Gaming. I will see you in the next one. Peace.